Hi Stampers, I'm Nancy Novak from Stampin' Shout. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, this week we have been exploring the timeless arrangement stamp sets and the dies. Here are some of the dies that we're going to use today. They're not all on here. So this week we've explored the endless possibilities beyond cards. So let's take a peek at what we made this week. We made this cute little Hershey candy box. It holds a little mini candy bar. Such a cute little box. So simple to make, and how cute is that? We made a Dollar Tree notebook. We actually covered it with that pretty designer series paper, and we put all those little sprigs on there from the timeless arrangement dies. We made a beautiful box. So it's a very simple box to make. And then we covered the top with all the different stamps and the little die cuts that come in the timeless arrangement bundle. Now this you could also make into a card. You wouldn't have to put this layer on a box top, but it would make a nice card. And we also made this darling little tic tac holder. So cute. And for all you card enthusiasts, don't worry, because I have 5 card videos from a couple of weeks ago that I made with the Timeless Arrangements bundle. And I'm going to put the links in the description below so you can check those out. So I hope you see how versatile this set can be, not to mention how well it pairs with all of your other beloved stamps. But for today we're going to make a table decor item for your place setting. And the best part, this can be adapted for any holiday. So mine today is Christmas themed. I used the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper, and then I adorned it with little cutout sprigs of shiny copper and silver foil. But it lays flat. You could make this larger and make it into a card, but I like to make this for a table setting. Isn't that cute? Just love it, love it, love it. So it doesn't take a lot of supplies at all. So let me get those out and we'll make it. Okay, so I made mine with a piece of black cardstock. I also have a piece of Very Vanilla. And then I went ahead and I have these sprigs ready to go. They're all ready for me to break away. I just wanted to show you the pieces that I used. So I cut the leaf image out in copper. The little flower image I cut out in silver foil. And then the little berries I cut out in red cardstock. And then I used this die right here in Very Vanilla. I used the littler die in Very Vanilla. And then I also used this die out of the copper. So we used a lot of the pieces from the die set to make this. The sentiments I'm using are going to be from the Brightest Glow. I used 'Tis the Season. And then I also used Love and Joy from the Merriest Trees. So these other stamp sets fit really well on the little rectangles that come in the timeless arrangement set. So I'm just going to go ahead and break away these little pieces, and then we'll make our pretty little table decor. So here's my little sample, and I think what I'll do first is go ahead and put the sprigs together. So basically when you use this set, I hope you're not intimidated by it. It's so simple to use. It might look like it's a lot of work, but basically you just cut the sprigs out and then you put them together. So it's really not a lot of work, especially if you're going to mass produce and make a few of them. You just roll out and keep cutting the sprigs, and then it's very easy to put them together. So for mine, I wanted this one to be up front because I'm going to attach a sentiment to it. And it was a nice big piece there to glue the sentiment onto. So I am going to, in fact, I also cut these apart. That's the other thing you can do with this. You don't have to use it exactly as it comes. You can cut them apart so you can arrange your little scenery, your little or flower arrangement any way you want. So I'm going to do that. And I think I'm also going to cut this one apart. Okay, so let me bring my glue in. And again, I wanted this one on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. And again, if I have a lot of glue, I like to take my silicone mat and just dab it and get that excess glue off. So I'm going to lay that one there. And I'm going to glue this one on the other end. And then the two silver images I'm going to put in the middle, in the back, in that empty space. Okay, so I'm going to let that set for a little bit. The glue wants to keep coming off onto my hand, so I'm going to let that set. In the meantime, I'm going to bring in this little rectangle, and I'm going to bring in real red ink, and I'm going to stamp love and joy. Just like that. And then this one right here, I'm going to stamp 'Tis the Season, again in real red. Well, that's a little crooked. I'm going to do it again. That's better. Okay, while this is still setting, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the base of this, and we'll show you how to make that. So let me bring in my scoreboard. So this is 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Don't worry about the sizes because I will have a project sheet on my blog. So you can go to stampinshout.blogspot.com. You'll see a big picture of my project, and you'll also see other information. You'll have the measurements, the supplies, and shopping links. And I also have a project link down below in the description. So if you see project sheet, just click the link and it'll take you right there. And that's all the information that you need. So I'm going to go ahead and score this in half. Now I'm going to bring in my cutter. Okay, so here's the front of my card or my table setting. And I need to cut 5/8 on each side right up to the score line. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to cut 5/8 to the score line. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So 5/8. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my scoreboard back in because here's the front of our table decor item. And this tab right here, this big tab, I want to fold it in half. And rather than just fold it in half, I want to score it because it'll make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and lay all that down. And I'm going to score it at 2 1/8, but I'm not scoring these little tabs. I'm just going to score that centerpiece. So I got it lined up there. I got 2 1/8. I'm not scoring until I get to that center tab. Then I'm pressing down. That's it. So now I'm going to go ahead and crease this with my bone folder. And again, you want to use your bone folder in this because you want to give everything a really good crease so it lays really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in this piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to line it up right in the center there and glue it down. So I'm putting it right in the center. There's a little bit of a margin right at the top and right at the bottom, and it doesn't go all the way to the end because we don't need it to. We're going to cover that up. Okay, so now I am going to bring down these flaps and glue them down. When you fold the flaps down, you want to make sure that they line up with the edge of the card. With them being a flap, it's very easy for them to move out of line. So you just have to be gentle with it and make sure it's lined up right at the edge. So let's see how this is doing. This is pretty good. So I have a little bit of the overhang here, so I'm just going to trim it down. Actually, it's not going to matter because I'm going to put my sentiment over that, so don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this sentiment is going to go right on the front of that piece, and that's what's nice about the timeless arrangements. They have that nice big base that you can add your glue to and put your sentiment on. Sometimes it's a little tricky gluing on foil, but you just have to basically let it set after you adhere it. Just let it set there for a while and don't play with it, and it'll be fine. Okay, this one here, this little vanilla piece is going to go right on top of that copper piece. And I think I even forgot to mention that I have the 3 Designer Series paper pieces, the strips that I cut. These are 1/2-inch strips. Again, don't worry about that because that information will be on the project sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the strips. I'm going to glue the strips on the side and one at the bottom. Okay, so this one here, the strip at the bottom, it's shorter than these two. These two are the same size, and this one's a little shorter. That's the one that goes at the bottom. And on this one, I kept a little bit of the border showing, and on this one, I didn't. So it's your choice. When we get done, we'll look at both of them, and you can decide which one you like. Okay, so this is going to go right on the front of our table decor item, and I'm just going to go ahead and put glue all over the back of that. Okay, now this piece, this is the most important part. You have to pop that up on dimensionals. And the reason you have to pop it up is because that's going to support our little top piece there. So I put it right there. It's up a little bit above that bottom strip because that will decide how far back you want this part to stick up. So that is it, except for I'm going to add a couple of little red rhinestones that I found somewhere in my stash. So how cute is that? So there's the difference. You can have the little bit of the very vanilla showing or not. I think I like it not showing, but isn't that just adorable? Should we bring the plate back in and take another peek? Cute with a candy cane or a little sprig or nothing. You could put it on the side of your table, however you want, but I just think it is adorable. And remember, it can be made for all occasions. Same layout, just use different paper and different color sprigs. So I hope you've been inspired by the Timeless Arrangement bundle. And if you are, you can click that link below to buy it at my online store. Remember to visit my blog for a big picture of today's project. It'll really, really show you the detail of it. I'll have the measurements there, the supplies I used, and shopping links. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, please say hi and let us know where you're watching us from. And please share. That is what helps my YouTube channel grow. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. Thank you. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.